Stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs. If you had a bad day and you're looking for a smile, bringing hope and joy for a day that was wild. Stuff from the cuffs is here to make things bright. In the world so dark, they bring us some light. Stuff from the cuffs. Stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs. Go Bria, go Bill, go Bess, go Brian. Stuff from the cuffs, stuff from the cuffs.
Welcome, guys, to Stuff from the
Guys,
Cuffs.
are you hearing us? Let us know if you're hearing us.
Yes, we'll come out prepared. We'll come out prepared tonight because tonight is expected to be an exciting night for all of us. Our Cufflinks family, welcome to Stuff from the Cuffs, where we give you fire! We're fun, we're inspirational, we're real, and we're educational. You know, somebody made the comment, it's Bass topic them here, because she's always so excited. So
Jamila, go study a book.
Welcome to the live tonight, guys. Welcome to Live in Lockdown. My name is Basilia, and this is my handsome husband, Brian.
Big up Michelle from Georgia.
Welcome, guys.
Guys, if you see me looking, I'm a bit under the weather. I've been sneezing like crazy.
Sinus
under
issues.
the weather.
Yeah.
It's not what you may think it is.
Yeah. But welcome, guys. Welcome. Remember, as you come in the live,
Beyonce said pray that she get married in 2 years.
Okay. We'll pray. So, as you come in the live, make sure that you like the live so that others will know that we're live in lockdown. This is our live story time. You voted last night and you said we should do this story time live. So that's exactly what we're doing. So good evening to all. How many that, babe? 58 of you. 21 of you have liked the video so far. Make sure that you come out of the chat, hit the like button, and come back in the chat, alright?
Monique said, "Una have handsome husband, bad."
I'm if I tell you.
Handsome husband, Andrew. Are you that? Handsome Andrew. Big up yourself, bro.
Guys, you see I put on red lipstick and bathe up and so. I bathe, babe.
Tenants in the building.
Big ups, guys. Welcome to all our new subscribers. We had quite a few new subscribers between last night's video and today.
Yeah, sweat, man.
I'm sweating. And I figure why. We love the excitement. We love talking about marriage. We love just enjoying the conversations that we have because we believe that they are necessary. Because especially growing up in the church, there were some things that were not discussed and may have taken us by surprise. And so we believe that there is power in sharing. And so we're always so happy to be very candid with you and to share our experiences in hopes that it will help you along your journey.
Big ups trending with Shella. Go check her out, guys.
So Brian's going to do the roll call before we get into the conversation.
I don't know if trending with Shella is killing YouTube like she's killing the Zoom lives, but I know she's trending and looking at the real interesting topics. All right, so let's go. Roll call. Dionique Davidson, Mary Trout, Sharice Bryan, Sashika Reed, Marianne Thomas, Shania James, Utilda Taylor, Sharice Bryan, Tamar Gray, Jamila Brown, Shade Givens, J and J Sharing TV in the building. Go check them out on YouTube, guys. Susie Q, Chanel Lewis, Purpose Driven Renee, Jennifer Gunter, Diana Headlam Ray, Shamoy Williams, big ups, welcome. Thank you for passing through. Chantal Wakefield, Stephanie Perrin, big up cuz. Danica Brooks, Shanika Main Johnson, Shania James, Atasha Lindsay, Chantal Wakefield. I think I said Chantal already. Michelle Chambers. Andrew Forsyth. Monique Thompson. I don't even know who Monique Thompson is, and I still don't understand who that
Monique
is.
Forsyth.
Delisha Thorpe. Beyonce in the building. Beyonce say, Uno, make me want to married.
Marriage is a wonderful thing. It takes a lot of work and it can work. So we're happy that we are being sources of inspiration.
Tony and Banton. JRNB234, aka Brian. Lydia Senior Ward. Jadine Dixon, Stacey Ann Miller, and Rachel Heath, Marion Thomas. I think that's about it. Stacey Ann Miller.
So if you're
Heather
watching,
Juju.
guys, if you're watching, feel free to drop a comment in the chat so that we know that you're here.
Heather Juju says, yes, talk of the things them don't bother hold back. We're going to hold back because we have to hold back some things because of the policies and the guidelines that we are governed by here on this space.
So, first of all, because we don't want our video to be flagged, we will refer to that beautiful act that the Lord instituted. We're going to refer to it as coloring. Okay? So when you hear us talking about coloring and color, anything to do with that, that's what we're talking about. All right?
Correct.
So,
You know, say I don't muscle shirt. I just let it young.
is my own?
No, not this time. Don't do that. Don't do me that. Don't do me that.
Oh my goodness! All right.
So coloring,
pizza-
guys.
Coloring.
Prepare to color,
That's
right?
that's what we will be referring to it as tonight as we enter this conversation, talking about our honeymoon night. I turn off my Wi-Fi.
I'm gonna put it.
Oh. Talking about our, I can't see. All right, I can see. Talking about our honeymoon night as virgins. So let's give
Michelle
you.
said, where are the children?
Oh, they are occupied.
They're coloring, not the way we mean
Right,
tonight.
right. But they're literally
yeah.
coloring. They're coloring in the living room.
So it's a good word tonight, right?
Yes. All right. So let's give you a little background information for those of you who are. I've never seen so many people jump on the live so fast. Big ups to you guys. Love them. I.
Hear what? Let's not start until the likes match the persons watching. 96 persons watching, 72 likes. So could just.
We're waiting. We're waiting.
People who start dislike. It's alright. Continue. And them dislike.
So guys, let's give you a little background information. So Brian and I got married as virgins. When I met Brian, I did not know that he was. Neither did he know that I was. We got together. We were together for 4 years. We dated for 4 years before we got married. And thanks be to God, we were able to hold it for those 4 years. And let me tell you, those were 4 of the hardest years of my life. I felt like I had a full-time job being a girlfriend, being a Christian girlfriend, among other things. We worked together at the same entity. And so that was another job on top of the job that we had, because it's something that we had to keep under wraps for the entire 4 years. The only persons who knew were the persons that we chose to disclose it to, who were our friends at work, who we hung out with outside of work.
Tip number 1, you do not have to put your relationship public until you so desire.
Yes, you do not have to do that. So that was our situation in terms of our dating life. We dated for 4 years. It was sort of a hide and date. We weren't hiding, but we had to be very careful because we worked together. And I can't see it. I can't see it from so far. Right. We sort of had to hide and date because for several reasons. One, we did not want to compromise our work relationship in terms of how we carried ourselves at work and what people thought. Yes, we knew we were professionals and we knew that we could manage the work relationship in that environment, but then we did not want, we kind of shunned the whole appearance of evil before it even came up, right? So that's one. Number 2,
Imagine having the coloring book and crayons and can't color.
listen, have you ever given a coloring book to a 2-year-old and say, don't color, you have to wait 4 years before you color? Father God.
You would dislike the video, I love you.
I took it off.
So, sorry, I still love you.
Leave
though.
them alone.
I was Bass's immediate supervisor. I was responsible as a senior person in the newsroom, and so I thought it prudent as well to not, let it be known, because I didn't want to compromise our working relationship, as she said, and ensure that everybody knew this was a professional stance and that the relationship would not interfere with it. So we kept it private. I think I remember when we told our general manager, which is our immediate supervisor, how long after it was, but she was quite surprised and impressed that we were able to
Why
do
did
that.
we decide to tell her?
How are we going to get married?
Oh, yeah. We were getting married soon, so we didn't want her to be, like, shell-shocked. That's the word? Yeah. So we told her, and she was very surprised. Very surprised. Even the person who worked directly in our department, as in Brian's desk, her desk, my desk, she didn't know either until we got
I was
engaged.
very hard on Bass, guys. No pun intended. I was very, very rough on her and strict on her.
He was
and
very hard on me.
I made her feel like she wasn't doing a good job at all sometimes,
I think he was kind of overcompensating for, just trying to be careful, but it all worked out in the end. So, we found love at love, thank God. I always knew that Brian was my husband. If you have not watched our previous story times, you can go and catch up. We won't get into all of that because we know what you came here for and we know what we came here for. Story time. Our honeymoon night as two virgins. How did we navigate the whole process? And this is also an educational video. It's not just a sus video.
It's not a sus
It's
video
not a
at
sus
all.
video at
For those
all.
who are here for sus, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For the first thing, what is a virgin? Let me see. What is a virgin? Don't type it in the chat. Don't worry.
No,
Forget that.
why
Forget
ask
that.
them?
Forget.
So, our honeymoon night, wedding, reception, got to the hotel. So I'll tell you how I felt before, and Brian will tell you how he felt before in terms of, reception finished and we're like, oh my God.
Keris, are you this like a video? A bare double meaning words. I've used a double meaning words, man. Don't worry.
Yeah. So we're like, all right, it's soon time to color. Oh my goodness, what an excitement. So for me, I was excited because in my mind, it was going to be like this mind-blowing moment.
Wait, Jackie is in the live?
Auntie Jackie?
No, Jackie. Norris, Jackie, and Norris. Guys, I'm going to have to close off the live.
So I was very excited. I was telling you
Same way
last
she
night.
going now, same way she
Same, so I was good. It's at the reception, I was like, babe, I can't wait. Hey.
I see how me are going, same way she me are
I think
going.
the dog will go so. Hey. I think the dog will go so.
I don't even know these songs, guys.
You can't stay there. If our grandparents wouldn't
I
have fainted at the
don't.
reception, I would have played that song at the reception, but I couldn't afford for the older saints to, right. So I was very excited. I thought that I would be swinging from the chandelier and climbing the walls and be like, oh my God. I thought that I would literally just be like, woohoo! Party over here! Hoot, hoot! So that's how I felt.
Trending with Chilla say blank sheet of white paper. That's what being a virgin is. There you go, trending with Chilla.
I like that
Before
one.
the coloring began, blank sheet of paper.
I like that
Love
one.
it, and we use it. Yeah.
Yes. How did you feel after reception was over and you're calling to everybody and you're saying, all right, it's time to go color?
I wasn't doing none of that, guys. I
No,
was
he
calm,
wasn't.
composed, just like I am now. I believe one of the reasons was why, as men, them say if you get too anxious, you're going to mark up the paper before you actually start the design, right? So I believe that it was important to remain calm and in control and
not too
composed
excited.
and not get too excited. I also knew that this excitement was only for a time. We'll get to that later.
All right, so only for a time. Leading up to the wedding, we had conversations about how we wanted to do things on the night, specifically because we had not done it before. Obviously, we did not know what our likes were or dislikes were. We did not know what would work, what wouldn't work. So we had discussions about, and we spoke to people, and we sort of just decided on what we were going to do. So we made plans. And I think it's very important when you are engaged and you're leading up to the wedding and the whole marriage that you have these discussions. Whether or not it's your first time, have these discussions so that you are very clear on the expectations and probably what you would want to do. So we had those discussions. Brian gave some suggestions as to how we approach it for the first time. I said to him, no, I don't want to do it like that. I want to do it a different way. And he was like, babe, based on talks with people and talks with my friends and my reading, I think it's best that we approach it in this direction. However, me with my excitement and all I had planned in my head, I was like, no, babe, I want it to be colored this way the first time. And yeah.
And for me, in the lead up, and I think this is another tip, in the lead up, I sought counsel from persons who are more experienced. I also, throughout the whole of my life, I observe a lot, I listen a lot. I ask a lot of questions, so I would have heard a lot of people talk about their experiences. Mm-hmm. And in listening to those experiences, I crafted a way about how I approach coloring. And I believe that this way would have been beneficial to both of us, right? So I said to her, all right, so this is what we're going to do with the crayon, and this is how we're going to color in the lines. My girl is experienced with her inexperience. No, you are going to do it this way, and you're going to color with the red and the blue. And I said, babe, just listen to me now. Let us use the yellow first, right? Mm-hmm. And she was adamant, no. I said, okay, fine. So in the lead up, guys, I read a lot of books, educational books, and I watched educational videos. Straight up, I put it out there. There are educational books and videos out there, not PORN. If you can't spell, write it down and Google it. Nothing like that. Mm-hmm. These are educational videos. These are highly recommended educational videos. And they did not give us a fake reality as to what to expect. They gave us the truth. Mm-hmm. Well, they gave me the truth because I was the one to watch them. And they told me what to do, what not to do, and how best to do it. So I was more experienced without having physical experience.
Yeah. So I in my head, I had a vision of how I wanted it to go the first time.
You're the big artist, them. That's a big artist. Oh, you're the big artist.
In my head. So in my head, I wanted to go the route of traditional coloring, right? You see it on TV. You see how everybody colors for the first time. So I wanted to go the traditional route of coloring. However, based on Brian's research and his reading and stuff.
Ironically, Via Blue says this is a very colorful story. Yes, Blue.
Yes. So I wanted to go and follow the conversation, right? I wanted to go the traditional route of coloring. Brian said, no, man. I think we should put down the paper.
Hey, we have a good for understand everything what we are saying. All right, so traditional route, what she's saying is she wanted me to lead.
Right, I wanted him to lead. Yeah. Him to lead in the traditional way, right? The traditional way, the way that,
The ministerial way.
Yeah, the ministerial way, yes. Some are evangelists, some are, right. So I said to him, I wanted my first time to be that way. And he said to me, no, babe, no. Based on our current situations as virgins, I don't think that that's the best approach, especially for you, because I think that it would be best if you took charge.
Learn how to color before attempting to color. That's right, blessed and highly favored. So me know for color, me read the instructions.
It was just to do the practical. He had the theory.
She don't read the book. She doesn't want, exam. You know, read the instruction first. You start at the back and then you work your way around and you realize circle instead of underline. Yeah.
Right. So somebody said traditional is mama and papa. All right. I don't know who's mama and papa, not mine, but you know, the older mama and papa. My parents name is Ott. Right? And so he
Jamila
said,
me last.
oh God, how old are you, Jamila? Jamila, how old are you?
Don't worry, the chat will help you out.
Yeah, the chat will help you. All right, the chat will help you. And for those of you who are watching this after the live has been aired, you can click on the live chat so you can see the comments. All right, Jamila, if you're young enough, come off the live. Maybe that's why you're not following.
We're in art class at Jamila.
Yes,
we
we're in
believe
art
so.
class.
We believe so. Big up Spencer's vlog because it's a beautiful
Big
story.
ups, big ups.
Yeah.
All right, so he said, babe, you lead. You take charge because you know how much crayon you can manage to use to color. Take charge. I said to him, no, I want you to take charge. Him said, all right, let's go back. Let's go. So last night you were very excited talking about the bathroom, right? And it's very important, and we have found this in marriage, especially when we just started out. We found that it's important to, ensure that you gather things together, right? So before you start coloring, you get the crayons.
Guys, this are go too deep now. Before you color, right?
Before you color, prepare. Play with the crayon them little bit.
Yes.
Right.
Take out the crayon, look at the crayon, see
Yes,
the
see the
bottom,
crayon,
top,
right.
understand how to shot. Yeah.
Oh, may I
Straight
get
up.
too deep?
Yeah.
Alright. So you play with the crayons a little bit, right? And see how things are work. see how it feels, see how it looks.
Yeah, you have to get the atmosphere right. Set the excitement, set the tone, lay the foundation, and make sure right before the crayon hit the book, magic is ready to happen. Yeah.
Right. So, we play with the crayons a little bit, and that's where Brian got excited about
Beautiful bathroom.
Beautiful. I don't know what beautiful bathroom he was talking about. It was the beauty of what he was beholding, right? And so, then we play with the crayons a little bit, and we say, all right, we feel ready now, ready to color.
Somebody say, wet up the coloring book. Right. You prepare the canvas if you want to put it down in there.
So, like when you're going to color with a paintbrush, you have to wet it up in...
kill me.
You have to wet it up in water a little bit first to ensure that it paints properly and smoothly.
Before you dip in the paint, you have to wet the paintbrush.
Yeah, you have to wet up the paintbrush, so wet up the paintbrush, wet up.
Gracie and Ben, she can't understand what we are saying. She's married and have 3 kids. Gracie and the chat will help you, alright? The chat will help you.
So.
Alright. Before doing the do, you have to have foreplay.
Yes.
Right? Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So we engage in a lot of that.
Yeah, because when we spoke to persons, and based on Brian's readings, it had a lot to do with building up to the moment and getting as prepared as you were able to, in terms of getting comfortable and in terms of just trying to ensure that we both are relaxed. So we did as much as we could to ensure that we were both relaxed. Brian obviously was more relaxed than I am.
Yeah, and it's very important.
Than I was.
Men, for those of you who are entering into this art room for the first time, you need to ensure it's not about you. Don't run in, run out, bam, 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 go to bed. Make sure that she's comfortable. Most important, because trust me, if you try to put the dry paintbrush into the dry paint and try to paint after that, there will be nothing happening. So you have to ensure that you're prepared, right?
Yeah. So you have to you have to be very prepared when it comes on to that. And I think that's one thing, especially growing up in the church. They don't really talk to you about these things. It's kind of just like you get married, you do it, and you're good.
Time out. Guys, straight up, when we are at couple seminars, when we are at events where we are speaking, we speak straight.
Right.
But we are conscious that this is a family channel.
Yeah.
And,
so for those of you
may
who may be watching,
right? And there are also some of our brethren who may not appreciate the full expression, so we are catering to them straight up. But most people are following, so we're continuing.
Okay. All right.
No, and we're not going to teach you kids about coloring and birds and bees. We're going to be straight up.
No, we're going to be straight up with
platform,
them.
So yeah,
we're going to be straight up with them. All right? So, ready now, ready to color. Brian said again, all right, boss, You take control. I don't think the traditional way is the way to go because both of us have never done this before. And based on his preparation, it would have been better for us to go that route. I still was not.
Alright, so 206 people are watching and wonder to like the video. So I give them some time to click the X and click like and come back. 200 and some people. That means when you like the video, more people can come watch.
Yeah. So we made our first attempt at coloring.
Brian Atima fan. No, because this is why I'm a fan. Jody. I said I'm not feeling so well, so I'm a bit under the weather.
So we made our first attempt at coloring. And nothing happened. When I say nothing happened, guys, literally, we could not fit the crayon in the coloring book.
Somebody accidentally clicked this like. I know it's an accident, man. Don't worry yourself. Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah. The crayon could not color the book. Couldn't.
The crayon could not color the book. Father Jesus. I don't know if it was because I was so excited or I was not relaxed enough, but the crayon could not color the book. Like, it could not color the book. And try as we may, with all the different things that we brought on the honeymoon, we brought the different kinds of loops, we brought the different, try as we may, we could not color.
So you know
We
who
could
was
not color.
disappointed, right?
But hold on.
Remember, I was the reserved one, you know. I believe in the process, right? And again, this is another tip for somebody else. The honeymoon process is more about intimacy and bonding
Than
it is
just
about
slam
coloring.
bam. Yeah, than just
Straight
slam
up.
bam.
Alright.
So, in our attempts to try and color, poor Basilia's book could not. It was
The book
just
couldn't
not.
open, guys. When you get a new book, I try to pull the page. I try to pull the page and them have the sticker thing on it. All you try to pull the book.
About 40 sticker
book
did
could
them
not-
off of my book
The book could
because
not open.
the book could not open. Guys, the book could not
Yeah, but
open.
the book locked.
The book locked shut.
You know the book they dep on a
Locked
shelf
down.
and they did it too long, you see me?
Guys, it couldn't. The package off of the book could not open. Could not open. Guys, you know what happened next? Lone tears. Me start cry.
Guys, you know what happened next when she start crying? Me start laugh. Me then with laugh. Me look
Guys!
on her and me laugh.
I started crying. Me said, stop, color. Yeah, man, stop. Guys, I bawled living eye water. Book lock up. Living eye water. In my head, I did not expect it to be that difficult. I thought it was just going to be easy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought it was going to...
No, Mariana never the crayon, don't worry.
No, it wasn't the
crayon.
crayon. It wasn't the crayon at all. But this book was... Oh, an earphone, Javine. Oh, this book was well signed, sealed, and delivered. And I think it's very important that...
Guys, one of the things that made it bad for laugh after, tell me.
He laughed, you know, guys.
Stephanie said me wrong for laughing.
I cried and he laughed. He laughed because him never laughed. Let me see. That's the truth. He probably laughed in his head, but I did not see
Yeah,
him
man,
laughing.
Andrew, the book was good quality. Rate that. Bye.
I did not see him laughing. Obviously, it would have been crushing if he was actually laughing at me, like laughing out. He laughed in his head, and I think the reason why he laughed so much was
I
because...
feel bad to see her cry, so I express the sorry, man. You cry, oh gosh.
He said, "Crying, say,
Oh gosh. She said nobody, me not color, no coloring.
Yeah,
No coloring. She said try, mom. I said no coloring, it's alright. I cared about her so much more than I cared about ripping the seals off his book and coloring. And I think that's important as well. in a relationship, you have to think about the other person. And not because you're so excited or you're so anxious and you are so interested in getting to do the coloring, you should run out and not care about the other person. You have to understand that this is a two-person project, a two-person process, and you need to make sure that all the cylinders are firing before you race.
And even when you think you have all the cylinders firing, the physiological makeup just was not compatible in that moment for several reasons. I think I was tense. I think I was relaxed, cause very relaxed and happy and all of that. But I think when we got to it, I think my body just kind of froze up. So on top of it being a brand new book,
Benny Wilson said she had laughed, but she understand when she had the same experience. And also
Janelle, I think it was a Janelle.
Latoya Cameron.
Yeah, it was like, on top of it being a brand new book, signed, sealed, and delivered, I think I was tense. And so it did not help the situation. But what I appreciated the most was the fact that Brian did not push me and say, because my man and him ready and
I'm waiting for ready. A joke you're making up. You try ball a little more, me gonna get no.
No, he was not like that. He was very compassionate. He was very empathetic. He was very caring, and and I felt so bad. I felt so bad in myself because I never expected it to play out that way, and I felt like I disappointed him. And I felt bad in the moment when I probably shouldn't have because of the situation and we were brand new books. But I felt bad. I felt bad in the moment. For those of you who have seen previous videos when I talk about my mother and I are best friends. My mother and I are best friends. And I went into the bathroom with my phone and I called my mother. And I said, Mommy, the crayon can't go in the book. Balling.
Yeah, Jody, the crayon had to go back into the box.
Yes, it went back into the box. It did. And I called my mother, and the very same thing that Brian told us to do on the night, that's the very same thing my mother said.
Well, you see why I need the TV and the cable and the internet? Because after the color could go on, more watch the TV, more watch the support something.
And I appreciate my mother so much because she really helped me, especially through the very first stages of marriage where that was concerned. And when I called her and I told her the very same thing Brian suggested was the very same thing she said. And she said, try it that way and see how best you can start the coloring process. Yakana
said the plan to mash up the book like a certain, mash up the boy like a certain athlete. And the exact same thing happened to the athlete happened to her.
Yeah, I cried. I bawled living eye water. I called my mom. She gave me some advice. So the following day,
Before we reach the following day, next tip, guys, based on the physical makeup of what the book is and how the book is made, and if it's a brand new book, coloring may not happen. And it's something that I think a lot of couples need to understand on the honeymoon or even their first time. That it may not happen it may not happen how you expect it to happen two, and your experience may be just as completely opposite to somebody else.
Yeah. So you have to be patient, especially if one partner knows how to color and the other doesn't. Whichever way it goes, you have to be very patient with your partner and just understand that it's not just a destination. You're going bam.
You're running to the finish
line. It's a marathon, literally. And you just keep going, getting it right, finding out what each other like, what each other
Jody,
don't
I
like.
admire the relationship between them, but sometimes I'm nerve enough. Sometimes I see them and I never want them look at me.
Because of the conversations we have. And I pray and I hope that I continue to nurture my relationship with my daughter so that we can have that kind of relationship, because I think it was very important growing up, especially as it relates to me being able to remain this way until I got married, because I was very open with my mom. When I was 16, I went to her and I said, Mom, I feel like I'm ready to color. And she never said, "Where you say beat me?" and beat me or anything. She said, all right, let's talk about this. let's talk about the pros and cons of coloring, and we'll see if you are still ready. Because the truth of the matter is, as a teenager, if I wanted to do it, nobody could have stopped me, right? Nobody could stop me. Yes, you could have set curfew for me to come home. I'll find a way, right? But she sat me down. We spoke about the pros and the cons. And at the end of that conversation, I decided, all right, not yet. Not yet.
All right, so let's get into it. Some of you are asking what was mommy's advice and what can we do that you didn't do, etc. All right. So the next day, remember we had traveled now to Montego Bay, and so
By
we
plane.
by plane. Yeah, that was a surprise. That was a beautiful surprise, guys. That's my first time traveling from Kingston to Montego Bay by plane. When we got there,
Wait, hold on. Before we got there, while I was on the flight, I was praying. I was praying on the flight. I said, Lord, please, in my mind, please, I'm begging you, don't make the plane crash because the marriage not consummate yet. Lord, look how long I've been waiting. God, please, don't make the plane crash.
Yeah, she really was.
That was my
She
prayer.
really was. She told me about it. And she was worried that something may happen and we
don't get to
collapse.
consummate, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I can
got to
relate.
obey.
My own book couldn't open, and it took me almost a month to open properly.
We understand.
Pains, disappointing, fear, funny, and all that.
We understand.
And I think it's important to understand that all of these things may happen. It may be pain, it may be disappointment, it may be fear. But the funny part, we had some laughs about it, and it's important that both persons are on the same wavelength. So you can laugh about this and plan out how you're gonna go about it, doing it together. It's not about laughing at the person or being upset with the person. Man, them, if you're not upset because you can't color on the first night, recheck the reason you got married.
Yeah, because it's not all about coloring.
Yeah.
It's not all about coloring.
All right. So we got to Mobe. We enjoyed the scenery, we enjoyed the pool, we had fun. And when we decided to color again now, she said, babe, I want you to take charge. Yeah?
No.
Yeah.
I said, let me take charge. That's what you had suggested.
Yeah, take charge in terms of what I had suggested.
Okay.
Yeah? So I want you to take charge and you to guide me and tell me whatever. And I said, okay.
Now we're talking. So instead of the mama and papa, I decided that I wanted to climb the mountain. Right? I decided to climb the mountain because by climbing the mountain.
Why you just throw it out there, so that is not hidden language, right? You could have said I was going to say, we were once in a patriarchal society, but now it's a matriarchal society. So
Not too deep. I decided to climb the mountain this time around because now I could control how much of the mountain I wanted to climb at any particular point. If I needed to stop, I'm tired and want to catch a little breath and drink some water because I'm tired because I climb the mountain. I knew I was in charge. So it was that approach we thought would have been easier. And saints of God, we colored. We never colored fully the first time, but
she was able to go the first mile of the way. For those of you know that song, she was able to go.
I was able to go the first mile, and then we stopped and go eat food and enjoy ourselves, enjoy each other's company.
So
we loved each other's company.
You have to understand that it is likely to be more painful for the woman than the man, and it is important for her to know her pain threshold and for her to attempt the climbing of the mountain based on what she can manage. Yeah. So.
Yes. So
yeah, code language move from art school now to
climbing the mountain
to geography and geology. Yeah.
So tried again. We tried about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times before we were able to fully climb the mountain. But even while climbing the mountain, we still had to.
No, Angeline Mary coming to the chat.
We still had to take our time. Take our time. Take our time because it was not all fun and games for me. Truth be told, I did not enjoy coloring.
You sit down, if I see 2 people in color, I want next one. I'm going to crayon brick.
We were literally 2 children trying to figure out how to color. And I think there was such a beauty in that because We never knew what we were doing physically. We knew it in our heads. And it was so beautiful because we were just discovering each other. But it was not enjoyable for me. It was not. It was not. It was not what I expected. I thought I was going to be singing with the angels. And I thought that I was going to be singing the highest soprano and hearing every melody. It was not enjoyable for me. And I told him my discomfort. I was very open about how I felt.
Yeah, Jamila, that's what she's saying. She's saying that it was rough.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. Very rough. So yes to your comment, Jamila.
Yeah. So
yeah.
For those of you who may have watched the movies that are again colorful, blue.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who watch porn, you know, it is not what that looks like. It's not the whole facade, the whole glamorous look that you may get, whether it be softcore or hardcore. It is literally a real life experience that is a process, and it takes some maneuvering, it takes some understanding, it takes time, it takes communication.
A lot of communication.
Professor Abby Brown from UA, and I said it to my class today, that communication is the active transference of meaning between intelligences. I needed to know what worked and what didn't work. She needed to know what worked for her and what didn't work. For me, it was much easier, right? So it wasn't even really about me. I was more catering to her.
Yeah, so Yakana and somebody else is asking what exactly if I sat on the crayon.
By the time.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
And we moved from crayon, no.
We're gone geography class now.
No, that one here, right? So a whole heap of people have watched that, Brian. Straight. So, yeah.
And so I was very open with him about how I felt.
I'm saying we didn't, but I'm saying only people did.
Yeah. I was very open about how I felt, and he was very patient. That is so key, especially for women who are doing it for their first times, and even not.
Yeah,
patience.
maybe the first time for a new crayon.
Right. So patience.
Yeah, it's important.
The patience was I thoroughly appreciated the patience he had with me, and he obviously was enjoying himself more than I was. But I love the fact that he was enjoying himself, even though I did not quite get to that place yet. And truth be told, I did not enjoy coloring like in its entirety until probably after a year. Meaning, because remember, before that time, I was not active. Brand new coloring book. After a year now, it was like we finally got to that place where I understood him a lot. He understood me. I knew what I liked. I knew what I didn't like. I knew what he loved. I understood what made the color go poo and made him exciting and that kind of thing. So it took us a while to get into it in terms of learning each other, but it was such a beautiful process.
Climb the mountain now. Come over this crayon thing now. It just all around. Yeah. Back to something what Brian was saying in the chat. I don't think that you should invite. I don't think you should invite porn into your relationship because of the unrealistic expectations that it will cause you to have.
Yeah.
Amongst other things. So straight. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to be very careful, and Jody made a very, for those of you who are watching after the live, go in the chat. I hear the chat is very festive.
And it's very informative.
Yeah, very informative.
Whatever we may seem to omit,
yeah.
the chat will not omit.
Yeah, so, when we talk about Christian couples and in church, we never heard it like this. We've never heard. And the only reason why we're talking in code is because of the platform.
Somebody say silent tenants, you can like the video. Ministers, you can like the video. You're not seeing it. When I say them sit down and watch right now, and be like, Brother Brian and Sister Matt, we'll listen to see if.
Yeah. We're very happy to be open with you because we think that conversations like these will save a lot of couples the trauma in their head or wondering if it's me alone.
I like what Kay said. Once you guys were in unison, the hiking trips were more frequent.
Oh yes.
And enjoyable.
Oh yes.
And then
Oh yes.
Jean Thompson says after a year you move mountains.
Listen, move mountain, place it
it's,
over there, up there. Yes, everything.
Best and highly
Everything.
favored say it no make sense. Me give up my coloring book till marriage if it gonna take so long before me enjoy it. No, alright. So get it straight enough. Blessed and highly favored. We're saying that everybody's experience is different.
It's different.
There were some persons first time what it was completely different based on their makeup, based on whole heap of different factors, how relaxed they were, based on what they tried. I do believe if we had tried what I had suggested first time, it would have been quicker. Monique is also asking a whole year though. We're not saying that there weren't spurts where she enjoyed herself and there were moments of excitement and moments of reaching to the pinnacle. What she's saying is that
after a year,
it became easier.
Yeah, it became much easier in terms of it
hold
not
on. 300 people are watching. The first in the history we passed 300. No, sir.
What I mean by after
and this
a
one,
year.
we're done now. Goodbye.
What I mean by in terms of after the year, because it's painful, and there's pain and there's pleasure. After the year, I got a hang of the pain also being pleasure. If you get what I'm saying. So what I mean by after the year, I did not take a year to enjoy
When we start
it.
our coaching sessions and our counseling sessions, feel free to sign up, subscribe, and to pay your little money, and then we will give the full.
Well, what I mean is, of course, I enjoy the coloring, but I think for me, in my mind, it took me a year to just come to the full understanding of pain being pleasure. I never understood that concept. I no matter how people try to explain it to me, I could not understand pain being pleasure. After a year, I think I had a good grip on the understanding and the enjoyment and the excitement. And so in my mind, I was able to fully understand. I did not say it took me a year to enjoy it. It just took me a year to come to the full understanding of the whole process and how enjoyable it was.
She did get a good grip on things. Moving right on, I think it's important. Another tip is to understand that just like how we are making a joke about it being an art class, this is like a class. You go into the classroom and you understand that the first day, maybe orientation or registration, it is not going to be the first day where you come out with a degree.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much what Bass just said. It wasn't until she continued to grow and we continued to grow together to know more about each other, likes and dislikes.
What worked, what didn't work.
How many couples are coloring like crazy? They've gone through 4, 5, 6 different books of coloring, and they're not one time them can look back and say them enjoyed coloring together. One may have enjoyed it, the next one may have enjoyed it, but somebody may be dissatisfied at some point in time. Take your time, don't rush this thing. Don't even feel bad if it's the first time your crayon break. Especially for the men. The first time you color your crayon break. That's why the crayon is so... so when it break you sharpen, you go again. Take your time, man. Like we treat this topic too lightly and we deal with it the wrong way and we don't get to enjoy it.
Yeah. Somebody is asking 1 year
and 2 beautiful girls.
Yeah.
Is it always painful?
I can only speak for myself and for a lot of my friends. I know the first time, because of how we're made up as women, the first time comes with a level of pain and discomfort. Because there's...
That makes you finish. But money, when I literally mean the crayon break, I don't mean it break for true. I'm just meaning if you are able to get to the end point before really starting, just go again.
Bass, did you lose interest in coloring after having kids?
That's our next video.
Yeah. We're gonna do that for our next video. We're gonna do we have live tomorrow?
Tomorrow is a Tuesday,
Yeah, so we can probably do coloring after kids for tomorrow. And we will explore that whole thing. But let's go to the chat. Yeah, you have to be comfortable.
We're wrapping up, guys, so we're spending some time with you in the chat now.
Yeah, you have to be comfortable with each other. Haley Anderson and everybody in the chat, 278 of you. Yeah, you are welcome, Amor. You are welcome. What I will say as it relates to coloring is enjoy the process. Enjoy the different levels that you get to. If you get to a certain place and you feel like you need to pull back because you are, you're not yet comfortable enough or you don't feel like it's enjoyable, try something else.
Questions are coming now.
And that is why that is something that we had to learn, especially in our first year. We had to learn, and we had to get to that point where we were comfortable enough with each other that we were able to say, you know, babe, I don't like when you do that, without him feeling like I'm bruising his ego, or him saying to me, you know, I prefer if you do this because, you know, I prefer if you do this because it makes me feel a certain way, without me feeling like I'm not doing a good enough job.
I grew up in a Christian home, and my parents emphasized not to color before marriage, but never thought of us what we need to know about coloring. That's so important. That's one of the things we are trying to do to change the narrative. A lot of times we hear don't color, and if you color, this is gonna happen and that's gonna happen. And we're afraid of coloring. It gets to a point where we're scared of coloring, and then we don't enjoy it as much because of all the things that we've heard about coloring and how bad it is. So that was something that we agree with. It's something that's important to pass on to the next generation, that coloring can be a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I think we have to move away from this stigma that we attach, especially in church, to coloring, where we make it seem like it is an act of the devil,
2021,
and it is nasty.
people have not tried color and them a book up on it, coloring on the internet.
Yeah, we have to get away from that, because a lot of times after people get married, because they grew up being conditioned that this thing is nasty, that them all feel guilty.
Them see the coloring book, oh my, oh no,
oh no, my God,
oh no.
Right. So they have this mindset that I'm not supposed to be doing this even after marriage. So we have to get away from that, especially in church. Talk about it, be open with our young people.
That is for that one. Thumbs down for the thumbs down.
Be open. Oh, me think I go so.
No, me a thumbs down for the thumbs down.
Okay, be open with our young people so that they can understand coloring in the context of marriage and how beautiful it can be.
All right, so we are wrapping up. Let's take some of the questions and comments. I remember Ian Boyle asked Carla Dunbar about her expressions with coloring, and her expression was using the letters of the alphabet. Yeah, Carla Dunbar is one of our mentors, and she's very real about it. Somebody said it's so sad when one is being raped and takes away from a beautiful experience. Like, sad isn't even the word.
Yeah, not even the word. But you know, to all of those who are getting ready for marriage, or you just got married and you know you're enjoying the process, our takeaway tonight, or advice to you tonight, is to enjoy the different experiences in marriage. Everybody's experience won't be the same.
Somebody asked if I had pain and how was the pain. Straight up, if you're coloring for the first time, there is going to be some friction. There's going to be some rough moments. But you know, over time it gets better. We brought additional paraphernalia. Massage degree robe, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I brought different kinds because I did not know which one would work best. Jody is saying, Bass, I still remember when it was my time to get married, and your advice about coloring is what I held on to. Even though we had colored before and been celibate right up to the wedding, the advice really helped.
Yeah. Amanda says it's crazy. Calv, you're gonna have to go back to the front of the video for us to explain why we're using the word coloring.
Yeah. I
know it sounds crazy, but I'm scared of coloring though. I'm 25.
You're not crazy.
Yeah.
I got married at 25.
And she was.
I was scared.
Yeah.
I was scared, and that led to a lot of different things. But coloring with the right book is beautiful. And we believe that God created this beautiful thing. You know, when we just started out, you know, little Bassett, afraid and timid. Now I have my doctorate. Call me PhD. Call me Basilia Barnaby Cuff. Call me Dr. Basilia Barnaby Cuff, PhD. Hello. I can color. Hello. Color.
Alright, this is where we end.
I got my PhD.
Some tips before we go. Yeah. Your honeymoon doesn't last a day.
Yes.
Or a weekend. Or a week. However long you may spend at a hotel or flying out of the country or whatever. It lasts until as long as you want it to last. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't
yes.
buy into the honeymoon phase or the honeymoon period. Believe that your honeymoon can be for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Enjoy your marriage.
Yes. And this is for another conversation, but I will mention that coloring looks different at different stages in your marriage, especially when kids come into the picture,
Yeah.
job demands, being away. Coloring looks different, but I will say it's a very important part.
And una hype up bass about the PhD. Guess who was the professor? I don't know. Guess who give her the robe? Huh? Who you think fling around her? I don't even remember her name now. The tassel. Yeah? Up to now.
Oh my goodness. So yes, that's for another conversation in terms of how coloring looks different in different seasons of your marriage. But I believe that it is very important for, couples to maintain that level of intimacy and enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. It was created by God. I call it worship. Hey! Created by God. Hallelujah.
And the final
Hallelujah.
thing for me is coloring. Coloring cannot end, but it will end you. Don't think you can run out
You
and
can't
done
finish
this.
it.
Don't think you can run out and kill bam 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 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It will kill you. So take your time and enjoy it and pace yourselves, just like Bass was saying. For those who are new, thank you for coming across. Thank you for liking. Remember to subscribe for more interesting content. We keep it real. We're fun, inspirational, real, and educational. Some people may not like how real we are. Some people may not like how educational we are, but we love you and we understand every hoe of them take a bush or everybody have their own cup of tea. We just believe in throwing out the tea bags and for persons to choose what they want. Those who want mint, those who want coffee, those who want whatever. We just believe in throwing it out and giving you the information because it's more holistic to be informed and making the right moves than to not understand what you're doing and just go about doing it.
Yeah. God bless you guys. We love you. Welcome to all our new subscribers. If you're watching and you're not yet a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and we'll be live again tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for Live in Lockdown.
Answering some of these questions more in depth. Talking about
so we have a Q&A.
Yeah.
So come with your questions tomorrow as it relates to coloring with kids, coloring after kids, what it was like. We'll do a Q&A tomorrow based on tonight's session. All right.
So for me, it is signing out from Professor Brian and
Dr. Bass, Dr. Bubbles. Hey.
Yeah. 228 people watching, 294 watching, 228
like the video before you leave, guys.
Not because we want you to like us, but because this helps to get the word out. All right.
Love you guys.